Hey all, Patrick Murphy from Quarter Inch Off. It's been a long time since I've done a video. It's February now, 2018 issue. So being cold here in Chicago, I didn't get a lot in my shop outside either. But I did build this shop in the basement over the winter. So my lathe, scroll saw. This is going to be a paint area where I can paint and finish and close this area off, and then hopefully open those and let vapors out once I get that configured. Got my dust collection set up with my 4-inch dust collection here everywhere. But today what I want to tackle is this corner. This corner is great for shelves. I don't know what else that I would put there in here, but since I did the walls in plywood, those two are concrete walls, I can do whatever I want on that side for shelves. What I'm going to do over here is put 3 2x4s in the concrete, and then screw on a sheet of plywood on the side, and then I can put shelves wherever I want. Just nail in a shelf cleat and put the shelves in. So that's what I'm going to work on today. So the first step is getting some 2x4s cut here, get them nailed into the cement, and then see if I can find some plywood that I've got laying around to put in there. And then I can put shelves. The first one, I know I want at least 24 inches off the ground, and then I'll figure out the shelves from there, either for those bins or something else. Okay, I'm marking out where I want to put the 2x4s on the wall. I did a couple things. The distance from this corner to this corner is 16 inches. So what I did for these 2x4 pieces, I only made them 14 inches. That way it keeps it off this corner, because you can see it's not square in here because of the cement. That way it's going to be kind of like right here to here. It doesn't need to stick out here. The only purpose these things are going to serve is so I can screw a piece of plywood on there and not have to have the plywood on the cement. So I am using pressure treated wood here. Another tip is I marked a mark where I wanted these. So I'm not going to have any shelves below this little mark right here. Is about 24 inches down. So my first shelf is going to be here. So the plywood really just needs to be from here up, but I'm going to put the cleat here. So what I did here is I just marked out kind of here, put one at the top, and then judge in between, put a third one in between. That should be sufficient. That way I avoid all these little spots like this that stick out where it's not flat. I checked, and it's fairly flat where I want to put these, which is good. Now what I did is I just marked where I wanted them, and then I put the level up here to draw 2 lines. So when I put the 2x4 up there, it'll be correct. Now, to make it easier, one thing, don't butt your level all the way up over here, because it will mess with your reading. So come off the corner a little bit and get your level with your original mark. And then what I did is I draw a line on that side and redraw a line on this side. And the reason is the first line I put up there was without a level. It's actually a little bit lower. By retracing over it, once I got this straight, I'm assuring that both of those are exactly the same. And then the other thing I do is I put a little X where the 2x4 is going to be on top of, so I know I don't mistake and put it in the wrong place. Not that it really matters here. Again, this is just, again, to support that piece of plywood. So the next step is to use my power nailer and nail the 2x4s in here. I don't have a way to film that. Well, I can try. I got a tripod over there. I can try and do it from the side and show you. That's next. Now, of course, with the power nailers, I mean, these things are no joke, right? I mean, this is follow all gun safety rules, take training for them. They're pretty rough, right? Stuff flies out. If you watch the video, you can see one piece flipped off and hit me in the hand. I think it was just the blue plastic casing on the outside. Plus these things have, you got to stay so far away from each end. You can see this one split the board. Initially when I put this nail in, it split it, and just from the vibration of nailing that one, it split it the rest of the way. Now again, that's not going to matter for what I need to do. One thing I also do when I do these is check them to make sure that they're in tight, because I've had some of these not going all the way, whether it hit some mortar joint or who knows what's behind here. There's so much paint and stuff on here I can't tell. So it could be cinder blocks with mortar between them, whatever. Now I've also tried to like pound these nails in afterwards with a hammer. It's been futile. The more I pound on them, the more it comes out. So I just leave it alone like that. But this will be good to put a board up. I don't want to put another one in the middle because it's too close of a distance. These are supposed to be like 6 to 8 inches apart, or one per joist stud if you're nailing them into like a floor. So just be careful with that. So this part's done. Now I need to go try and find a sheet of plywood that's 16 inches by about 50 here and see what I got for scrap to do that. Alright, the next part of this is I need to put some shelf runners on here to screw into here and the plywood over here just to put a shelf in and lay it on there. And this is like get rid of scrap day, right? So by scrap I mean I got 2x4s, plywood, MDF, whatever scrap I had. I cut it into 15-inch lengths, so it's all the same length. It shouldn't matter what's on either side as long as the tops are lined up. So I'm going to put those in next. Okay, here we go. I got the shelves in. Mostly it's going to be for paint and stains and stuff like that to get it out of the way. So I made it the size of a paint bucket and a few of the larger cans with the 5-gallon cans on the bottom. So should be good. Just need to paint it all white and then be done with it. And I put this little trim piece up just to cover. I mean, it doesn't close completely, but just to cover the gap that was there. I'm not going to nail these down. I was originally. I left a gap in the back as well to be able to slide for larger things. If I need to put a pin nail in there or something, I can. The weight of the can should hold it all down though. Not too worried about it. If I need to put the reason I did this is if I need to put an edge piece in front here, hanging down, nailed in from the top to give it strength, because paint cans are heavy, I left room to be able to slide these out where I want to and be able to do that. So that's it for now. Okay, here we go on the shelves. I got them all painted. Got everything painted white. I just used some primer that I needed to get rid of. Had extra, so I did this whole wall while I was at it just to kind of spruce it up. So we got our big 5-gallon stuff. I put stuff in the back that we rarely use. Got our solvents, strippers, polyurethane, paste, glue, Minwax, stains, caulking, and then all the other stuff. So those are all for rooms we completed. Put it up there in the back just to get it out of the way. But it clears up a big spot in our basement that we had. So done. Next thing on my list is to build something here. I want a shorter table, put some storage on the walls, and organize this a little bit better as a charging station. See you then.